I'm going to review my work, our work at AUC, American University in Cairo, and in collaboration with Norexi. We looked at the perspective of the Egyptian chair of research ethics committees regarding barriers that affect corporate functioning. I'm not going to talk about this much because Dr. Silverman has elaborated much on that, about how clinical trials have been increased, they came all the way to the developing country in recent years, and there's a corresponding increase in research ethics committees in these countries. And we wanted to know more about what do REC chairs think about the their experiences, concerns, barriers to function. We've employed a qualitative method in the form of a semi-structured questionnaire, and we try to focus on these three main themes. We looked at research ethics committees operations and their barriers. We looked at members' trainings and qualifications and major ethical concerns that the research ethics committees encounter in their work. The interviews were 15 in number, and we have done both online interviews and face-to-face. And we've tried to look for research ethics committees in Cairo, Greater Cairo area, Upper Egypt, and Delta region. And we included medical schools as well as research institutes. We also included newly established research ethics committees as well as older ones that have been working for a couple of years. For online interviews, we've used Skype and Yahoo Messenger technology. So in our analysis, we basically recorded the interviews and then we transcribed them. And then we tried to look for themes and sub-themes. Just a little background on qualitative methods, because I know most healthcare professionals, they are more into quantitative methodologies. So qualitative methods are mostly, they create theories, they build up hypotheses rather than test them. And they increase the depth of understanding of phenomena. So you look like on a vertical level or horizontal level. You don't really care about number, rather you want to look at things deeply. And methods are usually flexible. So, for example, my questionnaire, I had a guiding tool, but I was, according to the answers of the participant, I can go and try to have other questions. So there was a flexibility to use other questions. Disadvantages, of course, usually the sample size is quite small, so they cannot be generalized to the population. Because I can be involved researcher bias, because I get involved with the participant. So I may use subjectivity, and we cannot use statistical methods because we cannot calculate the standard error. These are the main results we had for the 10 interviews. I was not able to analyze all of them. Regarding research ethics operations and barriers, one of the main themes were administrative help, and I'm quoting some of the interviews that we had, some of the interviewees telling you what. One quote is, even the secretary, she's a multidisciplinary person who is working in 5 departments beside her load of work in REC. Another person said, I do all the administrative work of the committee. We're talking about research ethics chairs here. They are also doing the administrative work. Another said, I have this problem because our secretary, she's okay, but she's not good in English. She cannot, for example, write an approval letter in English. A fourth one said, we have a secretary and we have a younger member who takes the minute, and I, the chair, takes the minute as well. So we wonder why all these people are taking the minutes. We also looked at capital resources available for RECs, and one of them, I'm only getting to quotes. Okay, we are having an office where we keep the files, secretary, computer, internet, and telephone. And another person said, from the start, we don't have a place, we don't have a secretary, we don't have equipment or computers, we don't use our own. We have, nothing is available actually. The meeting room of the school faculty, I have to book in advance and ask them to please give me the room. And there's no internet available. So I have to keep everything in my locker locker or in the one of the members' lockers, and we pay most of the things, donations from our own pockets. Looking at members' trainings and qualification, one of the codes, members receive no training at all. This is a whole REC. Another said the training received is not enough, and I'm suffering because most of them don't understand a lot of expressions regarding research ethics and the contents of consent forms and research ethics, research methodology. In each meeting, I usually start the meeting by giving the topic as an on-job training for the members. Informed consent, I think I'll just read one of them. I'm sure you're all aware of the deficiencies in informed consent. Researchers wrote the consent form in a way that the patient cannot understand what it means. So we asked them to rewrite the consent form in a way that the lay people can understand it. I want to look at biological sample. I'll just give one example of those because there seem to be a lot of, some participants mentioned the word stigmatization, and they think that something we do in informed consent, we will not stigmatize the Egyptian population. The protocol should be restricted. We understand that from the protocol there may be stigma to the community or the Egyptian population. Also there was the idea of biological sample research, and when we transfer samples outside to foreign country, they have, a member said it's prohibited to make biological sample transfer. It's a governmental regulation and should be reviewed by the security or authority. So they always, it needs at least 3 to 6 months for the national security to give their consent to transferring biological samples abroad. Limitations to my studies, we had language barrier. I had used English and many of the participants were not comfortable using the language. We had technological barriers. Internet was an issue because some connections, though it was convenient for me, but I didn't need to travel to areas to other governorates, but the network could be very slow, or I could not properly record the session. And some people, with the idea of recording the interview, they were very uncomfortable because their voice was recorded and they declined to participate in the study. So as obvious that there are problems that need to be addressed in RECs in Egypt, and if these problems are addressed, we're actually going to make research better in our country. We're hoping that future steps, we want to extend the study to include other countries in the Middle East, Eastern Europe, Middle East, Southeast Asia, like India and Africa. And if anybody's interested to help me out,